Hi, this is Pearl and welcome to my channel. Today I have my week 4 of my 2021 Project Life album for you today. I am using the Studio Calico Documenter Kit for the month of January. I print out all of my photos using an Epson PM400 photo printer. It can print up to 5x7s, and I do print all of my photos at home, not only for Project Life but also for my 12x12 layouts. Now I do write the dates on the back of every photo so I can put them in semi-chronological order, and I always use Design A page protectors so that I take less, or I have less decisions to make, and that makes it really easy for me. Now you'll see here that I don't have that many photos, so what I am going to do is print some more photos out, and I will add that as soon as I add some more journaling cards to this layout. Now with the journaling cards, the very left 3x4 card is my title card, and that's where I put what week number it is. I figure out where I'm going to do longer journaling and where I just need filler cards. Now if I need longer journaling, I will journal that on a 3x4 card, but if it's just a little bit of journaling, I'm going to use the labels that I purchased from the digital store at Studio Calico. They sell them by the kit, so you can buy it so that you do the print and cut labels on your silhouette and the colors match the colors of the kit perfectly. So I do that every month. I print and cut using my silhouette. I did print out another photo to put on the bottom of that right hand side of the page. So you'll see there that I'm going to do that. Now I am going to do private journaling. So I did take one of those snap, they're the snap, so you add an extra layer or page journaling card to the page protector to hide my private journaling. So I have the journaling card that says the days of the week on the right hand side, and I'll adhere that down to the page protector when I'm ready to do that. So I do have all of these photos ready to go, and then I'm going to work on the left hand side of my layout. Now I am going to use Memento ink. I'm trying that for the first time instead of using Stays On ink, because all the Stays On ink that I have were running out of ink. So I purchased the Memento, and it works great on photos, so I'm so happy about that. Now this is a text message that I received from one of my teachers, and I'm using my tonic guillotine to cut it so that it's a little bit smaller than a 3x4, and I'm going to put it on a 4x6 cardstock. I'm using the Kokyo roller adhesive to adhere this down. It's my favorite roller adhesive. And then I'm going to use one of the labels that I did the print and cut so I can do a little bit of journaling. And I wrote Miss Lisa's follow-up after weeks of assessing Kaya, because I had her assessed for any reading disabilities or something like that, because she was having a hard time learning her alphabet, and she's 6. So that's the follow-up assessment that I was getting from her teacher, and I'm using one of the gold stars that came in the kit, and I'm going to staple that on, and I had a hard time doing that, and I'm using my tiny attacher to staple those on. Now I'm using some regular or leftover numbers from a Felicity Jane kit to put the week 4 on the very left 3x4 card, and I do that consistently throughout all of my albums. And then here's a screenshot of the weather in San Diego. It was so windy, and it was crazy because we're not usually that windy. So I took a screenshot of that picture. Now on this next 3x4 card, I'm getting the XO plastics, and I'm using a vellum adhesive to adhere that down. Vellum adhesive works perfectly for these plastic letters because you can't see where the adhesive is put on. And so I ran out of O's, so I took a Q and cut the stem off so that you can see that it's XO, and I put that on there. Now this next photo is a photo of my son texting me, and I don't know, these little kids find so many different ways of texting that I don't even know how they do that. And amma in Korean means mom. So it says amma, 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 amma everywhere. This next photo is of my daughter doing a private lesson with Mr. Nate. And Mr. Nate happened to be filling in for one of her private lesson teachers. So I wrote, Mr. Nate filling in for Sabrina. He's told me Kaya has the it factor, which I think is so nice of him to say. He doesn't have to say that to me. So he filled in for her private lesson teacher, and um, Kaya had a great time with Mr. Nate. So I did use a tiny attacher for that, and I'm going to also attach a gold star there because I like to put gold stars into 3 areas of points of interest so that it takes the eye visually around the layout. Now I am trying to spell the word dance out, and I end up finding it. Now the A is a little bit smaller than the other letters, but that's okay. I ran out of 4x6 cards, so I'm going through my girlfriend's paper pack, and I just a 6x6 paper pack, and I'm taking one and cutting it down to a 4x6. I'm using the vellum adhesive to adhere these plastic letters down, and it spells dance. And then I'm going to use a chipboard that came with the kit and adhere that to the right side of that card. Then I'm using a stamp because I do love to stamp on my layouts, and I'm using the Memento ink, and it works awesome on photos. So I stamped special on the picture of my daughter doing dance, and then I cleaned it off with my stamp chamois, which is a great way to not waste wipes. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp "This is truly my fave" above the and in between the D and A of dance so that it's like nestled in there a little bit. And I'm stamping "Document the details" on this one of my son texting me. Now, I love stamping on my layouts, and I do most of my stamping on my Project Life layouts, not on my 12 by 12 layouts. Although I need to start incorporating those more because my shopping is faster than my using. Does anyone else have that problem? So after I stamp all of this, and I'm so happy that I found a stamp ink pad, I should say, that works on photos and on paper, and I stamped this story on the text message from my daughter's teacher. And then I'm going to take off the 04, and I'm going to use some of the orange washi that came with this kit, and I'm just going to add that to the bottom right hand corner of that card, and then I'm going to put the number 04 on top of it just to bring the eye to the week number. Now after I do that, oh, I still haven't stamped above the word dance, so I'm still going to do that. And like I said, I'm nestling that into between the D and A, and I do use a white eraser to wipe all the debris off of it to get a cleaner stamp image. Okay, after I do that, I'm going to work on the right hand side of the layout. This was the week of the inauguration, so I wanted to include news stories. So I'm using the boat stamp that I purchased, I think, from Studio Calico. If that's still available, I will go ahead and link that down below. And I am stamping "Make Your Voice Heard" on the 1 year equals 365 opportunities on that journaling card. And I'm going to do journaling, and I do journal with a dark gray pen. It's a Zebra Sarasa Vintage Dark Gray. I like to journal in gray because it's not as dark as black, yet it's still easily visible. And so I wrote, "The kids watched the inauguration with me. This was part of school for them. The poet laureate stole the show with her poem recitation. Amazing." Now, the school that my kids go to is a charter school. They all had the day off, or the morning off, I should say, to watch the inauguration with the parents. And we talked about it and all that. And I thought the poet laureate was really amazing. She did steal the show. So I have a screenshot of her as well. And I'm going to date stamp that. And then I have a picture of all of us watching the inauguration and Joe Biden's speech, because I want to include parts of every day into the layout. Now on this days of the week journaling card, I'm just putting a chipboard arrow there, and that's so that you know that there's going to be more, like you can flip it and open and there'll be more under that little flipperoo thing. Now I'm using the stamps that came with this kit, and on that bottom right hand photo I did stamp that circle, and then I'm going to stamp inside of that here for the photos. And I'm just did a screenshot of myself working on my beauty channel, and so I do that and then I call my layout done. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.